Hello and welcome. Hopefully the audio is working. We'll check in a minute. Hello and welcome to the Geeks channel. If you are new here, we are building an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, a D&D. Tonight we have Forging Fates, a sober D&D campaign set in the Critical Role world of Exandria, following the adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. What's up, Fists?
What's poppin'? Just a friendly little reminder for everybody that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are growing together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely can. Just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels and join our Discord server, where you will find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah, and chat rooms along with the cast and other members of this growing community. Another little reminder for everybody is that the best way to help us out is with engagement. So we'd greatly appreciate if you watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Beyond Twitch and YouTube, we have posts going up on Twitter, on Instagram, and TikTok. By the way, we've been upping our TikTok game, so make sure to go check those out. And so if you're on those platforms, make sure to follow us there for more geeky goodness.
I may be a distinguished gentleman for the evening. If you are already paying for Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime absolutely free, and that scores you a free 1-month subscription to the channel of your choosing. Every month, you will need to go in and resubscribe to that channel or a new one, but it's a small price to pay to not have to pay a price at all, so use that on us. If you find yourself in a charitable mood, you may subscribe on Twitch and YouTube, give subscriptions to others, cheer using bits, donate via PayPal. We have a merch shop with dozens of choices for you to buy things for yourself and your loved ones, and we even have a Patreon for you to subscribe to. Lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions. Hey, what?
And if you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the SonCraft bot. SonCraft bot allows you to play open source community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server. With just a few clicks, whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, you get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40 plus music genres and 20 plus soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code NAG, that's NAG, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite SonCraft bot of your choosing to your server, then just hit play and let SonCraft take care of the rest. That being said, we have some other announcements. We first and foremost would love to thank all of you for finally hitting 500 followers on Twitch. Thank you so much, everyone. We're so happy to have all you guys here hanging out with us, enjoying the show. That being said, we are working on a community feedback survey, which will be coming out sometime in the next few months. So be in the Discord server to get that link so we can get your feedback and kind of learn a little bit about where you'd like our show to go. Also, we are going to Gen Con. You can see right below me on the screen here is our goal to go ahead and donate to helping us get to Gen Con and helping offset some of the costs for that. You can click the link, it's in the About section below on Twitch, and help us get to Gen Con, help us offset some of those costs. We have some fun events planned for that, which will hopefully be announced once they get approved. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Do I got anything? Anything else I'm forgetting?
This week, tomorrow we have Spell Shots, and Wednesday we have Queer and Present Danger, so please make sure to tune into those. Same place, same time. We'd love to see you there.
It's happening next week.
And next week we have Goodberry Cafe with the one and only Jem. Jem, any details that you can reveal yet for Goodberry?
Not yet.
All right.
We've got most of our cast. We're waiting on a couple more confirmations, and then we'll have the game and stuff.
All right. Let me think. I think that's all we got. That being said, let's dive into tonight's episode of Forging Fates. All right, and
we
are
need
back.
someone to put their firm for you.
So I'm not already growing one.
Anyways, all right, so picking up where we last left off, having escaped Western as it began to be led, as it was, picking up where we last left off, I have, everyone has double audio but me. Is that true? Okay.
Oh.
I think that should work. I think I had two things checked. I apologize for that, everyone.
We're gonna get this eventually.
One day, everyone, one day. Picking up where we last left off, the city of Western began to fall under siege as the primordial bastion, if you will, Raynor, began to lead an attack against Western, making his way, eventually gathering up the fire primordial's heartstone from the Spellwright Sanctum, and at that point was drawn to where Whisper was at the mayor's office, and a battle would then ensue between Raynor, his elemental forces, as well as Percy and some of the city guard. From there, the team escaped on the brand new acquired airship gifted to them from Percy of Whitestone, where they would begin to make their escape, traveling west towards Vasselheim to either try and separate Whisper from the Noxblade or acquire the Lifeblade and help offset some of the effects that had been happening to her. And during this trip, they would see that the Iron Seat throne would be slowly turning into its ancient use as a throne for the fire primordial, as lava began to come from the ground and envelop the spires of the mountain. A few conversations would take place as emotions and feelings were shared amongst some of the crew, and discussions on other things would happen as some of the party members had traumas that they needed to bring up and work through with other party members. And I think that's pretty much it. I think that's last week.
Finnick got a stellar haircut.
Stiller did. Yes, Finnick did cut her hair. I'm having a rough night, guys.
Clover cut Finnick's hair.
Yeah.
Credit where credit's
Did an
due.
amazing
Clover
job.
did a great job.
Fabulous job. The best haircut ever. But besides that, I don't think I'm missing anything else. So,
Whisper got to be a bird for the first time.
they did.
Flew with her buddy.
And they went out for a little flight with Talon. But besides that, that is where we're going to pick up with tonight's episode. As the next day arises. And what's up, Finnick?
Is that another long rest?
No.
I was just gonna say, because it wasn't brought up last session, but didn't Pike make it on the ship with us?
Yes, Pike is on the ship with you, for those of you that did not catch last episode, so.
Yeah, because
did
Percy
that
told
happen?
her to go.
He's been on the ship the entire time.
Yeah.
I missed
Just
that
wanted
one.
to reiterate.
Same.
Yeah, it's good that you did.
Okay, so as the next day rises, if anyone has anything they'd like to do, we can do that, or we can just go into travel mode here and start hammering through these days.
The only thing I want to do is just check in with Pike.
Okay. So as you get up in the morning, kind of have your breakfast, which I believe Clover was helping prepare, if I remember right.
The day before I was.
Oh,
Whisper
it was not this
helping at the end.
Yeah. Whisper was learning in the kitchen.
Lisper was. Mouth. What is wrong with my mouth today?
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Oh, Lord.
Anyways, so Whisper was helping in the kitchen and starting to set out dishes as the various crew members began to make their way through, gathering up their bits of breakfast before going about their duties for the day.
Yeah.
What, Gormrog? What?
You said duty.
All right. We're in a mood tonight, guys. I'm sorry. It's a rough day, apparently. So, Finnick, as you kind of gather up yourself in the morning, get your bits of breakfast, which is mostly consisting of just a bit of meat and some potatoes. You know, easy enough things for the ship to be able to prepare.
The huge.
The huge. Eventually, you see Pike up on the upper deck, kind of in her traditional, more everyday attire. You see her up towards the back of the ship, kind of just leaning against the railing, looking out into the distance where you guys came from.
Yeah. I'm just gonna walk up to her, also lean on the railing. Just gonna sort of wait for her to acknowledge me before I say anything.
You notice her head kind of shift to the side, acknowledging, seeing you post up next to her, and she kind of reaches her hand out and grasps yours, pulling it a little bit towards the center.
I just squeeze her hand in a way that's like trying to communicate, like, I know this is a tough time. I'm here for you. Because I don't want to cause any panic, even though I'm feeling equally as panicked.
She, as you kind of grip down on her hand, she shifts and kind of gets closer to your side. She kind of rests her head against your arm, being about half your height. But
I'm sorry all of this is happening.
well, we've been through things before, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll figure this out too.
I know we will.
Are you gonna be okay?
I feel like that is an answer to be determined. Because I guess I don't know exactly what awaits me when we get there.
Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Well, I guess that's all we can hope for.
And I'll just sit there, or stand there, as long as needed.
Okay.
Before I have to go do my other jobs.
Okay. Anything the rest of you would like to do?
I want to figure out how to steer the ship.
Okay.
I already worked on navigation. Now I want to work on steering.
All right. Easy enough. Let me get this. Okay. As you kind of make your way back up towards where the helm of the ship is, you see the captain up there behind the wheel, whatever it's called, helm, yeah, behind the helm. Her uniform very well polished, as you've seen her now every time. You also see she has a bit of food kind of in her hand and is posted up there, kind of leaning against the stanchion next to her. As you approach, her attention shifts towards you. Something I can help you with, Gormrog?
Actually, Captain, I'm hoping there is. Hoping to learn how to steer the ship.
Any experience captaining a ship before?
None.
Very well. I guess there's a first time for everything, especially on something I'm sure someone in your crew will need to do.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the first time I've not been on land. Yeah, never been on a boat before this, so being in a skyboat is just as new as being in a regular boat.
Well, come, grab the helm, and let's get this lesson underway.
I'll try and grab where her hands had been to get the same steering leverage.
Okay.
But beyond that, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Sure. And as you kind of post up next to her, she steps to the side, allowing you to get centered in the position. She begins to go through the different ways to navigate the ship, to direct the ship, and shows you how to raise it and lower it using some of the controls that stand next to the actual wheel in the center. And you see, like, there's this intricate kind of panel almost with runes etched across it, and she shows you how to, like, go about adjusting the various pitch and yaw of the ship and how to turn it, and, you know, gives you the basic rundown of the things. Go ahead and make a intelligence check for me.
My greatest stat. 15?
Okay. You pick it up pretty fast. I mean, you're a smart enough guy, and learning how to steer the ship isn't particularly difficult. It's when it comes to, like, and as this lesson goes on, it teaches you more and more. You have a little bit of trouble, like, how suddenly handling some of the, like, being able to read the wind, essentially, which is a little, you know, new sensation for you as you try to, like, navigate these unseen forces kind of that rock the ship occasionally. But, you know, she helps you go through all the lessons and, you know, gives you a relatively good understanding of how to pilot the ship, at least on this first day, for 1 day's worth of work.
Yeah. Steering 101.
Right. Yep, go ahead.
Captain, not to sow discord among a trusted crew, but to inquire to learn about that which I do not know. What do you know about Tavren?
Devren.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Tavern? I understand now.
See, I said tavern yesterday and was corrected to Tavren,
Tavren.
and now you're correcting Tavren to tavern. I'm already
she is
levels of confused.
You know, that's to be expected with Devren.
Now it's Tavren. Okay.
I don't know. To go back, how it flows off your tongue the best.
Tavern.
What is your questions about her?
What do you know about her? Is she the type to cause trouble?
No, she is a good navigator. I know her and Kale are intimate together. But good navigator. Not sure what other questions you could have. I've never had an issue as far as any sort of concerns.
Alright. No, it's something they said the other day just kind of stuck with me and caught me off guard at the same time.
Care
But-
to elaborate?
Not particularly, but
Very well.
I appreciate you being open and receptive to that.
Well, this will be your ship and your crew, depending on who you hire to stay on board, so best to spread the information as I know it, at least.
I mean, not mine, but ours. I don't call the shots, but we don't really have a leader here.
Well, that's for you all to figure out, and frankly, none of my business.
We might figure that out eventually, but if I'm honest, it's probably going to be the Finnick or Clover.
Very well. That being said, anything else I can help you with today, Gormrog?
No, I'm just going to focus on learning as
Very
much
well.
as I can about the ship. Steering, navigating, cleaning, patching,
Well, good
anything
luck
to
to you.
keep the thing running.
All right. So,
And I'll spend the rest of the day cleaning.
sure. Anything anyone else would like to do in particular?
Time is it?
What time do you want it to be?
I don't know. What time is it?
Time for you to get a sundial. Ha ha!
Clover looks up at the sky. Wait, she's in the sky. Clover looks around at the sky. Can she tell what time it is?
Yeah, depending on what time you make it out, it'd figure anywhere between 7 to noon-ish, depending on what time you figured Clover would have made her way up to the deck.
Oh, so it's morning time. Okay. Clover wants to make a show as everyone's getting out of bed. She slept under the cannon last night, and she tied a rope around her foot. The rope isn't tied to anything else, but the rope is tied around her foot, and she just wants to make sure people see that. I'm not going to mention it or bring it up. She just wants everyone to see that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's once everyone has walked past, she's gonna untie it, go to breakfast, and then do nothing else. Go back to the cannons and shoot them all day.
Okay.
Before we go to bed tonight, I will, I'll wait for Clover to go to sleep, and then I'll make sure the other side of that rope is secure.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to make sure that the other side is tied down because I saw it. I saw the other side not tied to anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just
All right. What about you, Whisper? What are you doing?
Whisper's gonna be pretty much sticking to herself, seeing if there's any help that's still needed in the kitchen. Just trying to focus her efforts there and not be put to work cleaning anymore.
Okay. Easy enough. Isabella is more than happy to have you around, and kind of this jovial woman, just just happy to have the company, essentially. What about you, Tristan? Anything you're doing?
He's just aimlessly walking around the ship, but trying to avoid the rest of the group, and mostly just walking around.
Mhm.
Everyone's seen him be like everyone on the boat. He's just walking in areas, and whenever he sees that he's about to walk to one of the group members, he just finds a way to find a different direction to go. He's just wandering around the ship.
Okay.
Didn't listen to a goddamn word I said.
He did.
He's just ignoring the advice. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's his choice to make. That is absolutely fine.
That being said, as the day kind of goes and passes, you all traveling closer and closer. Eventually, Finnick, you would notice this, definitely, I'll say. You get closer to Iman, having been to the city before. You notice it on the horizon as this second day begins to come to a close, as you draw closer and closer to the west coast of the continent. But as night begins to set, you all go about what you've had to do, taking your shifts throughout the day with the various jobs that are assigned to you for those of you that are able to get caught, whether it be training or what, Gormrog?
Say the words.
What?
As the night comes to a close, you all get a long rest.
Oh.
Say it.
So as night begins to come to a close, there's the sky begins to just rock with lightning. I'm just fucking around.
Still have exhaustion points. Let me get rid of them.
Legendary
But
dragon.
yes, you all make your way off to your various bunks for the evening and figure out your shifts for, watches throughout the night. But eventually you all, unless there's something someone specifically wanted to do during the night, you all go ahead and can take a long rest.
Thank you.
I am probably on the top deck, just staring at the stars.
Okay.
And when Tristan, as he's wandering around, he's going to see her over there, and he's going to stand next to her, not say anything, and then just like lean over wherever she's, and just looking out, not making eye contact, just looking.
They look different from up here, don't they?
It's very different. To be honest, I didn't think I was gonna like this, but I think I kind of like it.
Yeah, most of the time it's pretty quiet up here, so.
You ready for what's gonna happen next?
Absolutely not. But I really don't have a choice, do I?
I think that goes for all of us. But as always, we all have each other's backs.
Yeah.
We'll be okay, I think. I
Um,
think.
Definitely gonna need any support I can get. So knowing that you guys are here provides a great deal of comfort.
Now, fuck that. I don't care what anybody says. We're gonna win. You know that, right? We're gonna win. This is just how it's gonna work. We're winning. It's just that. Give her a little shoulder nudge, like I would do to Gormrog.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, don't think I forgot that you've been avoiding trading. We have to get back to that.
Fuck,
See ya.
okay. Tomorrow. It's still getting late.
Tomorrow.
And then I'll make my way down to a hammock.
Okay.
As you make your way to a hammock, a mouse skitters by both of you.
Where's the mouse?
It's a mouse with this little tiny but blue tuft of hair on its head.
I just pull like a small snack out of my pocket and toss it in the direction of the mouse, and then I'm just like, I'm just gonna go lay down. Good night, Whisper.
Squeak, squeakum, squeak. Squeak, squeakum.
Squirk.
All right. So, the next day 3 on your journey, as you all awake the next morning, the smell of salt is in the air as you are now officially over the ocean as the airship, the sun rises and basks its light across the deck of the ship. Those of you that make your way to the deck can see the bits of land fading off in the distance to the east as the air washes across the top of the deck, just kind of almost spraying you with the salt. And for those of you that have never seen the ocean before, it's impressive and hard to put into words. But you all go ahead and go about your various tasks, learning different aspects of the ship. Some of you hiding. Is there anything specific anyone wanted to do this day?
I'm gonna find Tristan and actually do some training, some like sparring.
Okay.
I'm in for sparring.
Okay.
Also, I like to train. I'll
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so the three of you gather up on the deck, begin to go through the various physical activity that was required for training. Roll a charisma saving throw for me, Finnick.
Fuck you. But if I have a feeling I know what this is for, but if I'm not using that sword, do I still have to make it?
Oh, no, if you have another sword you're using, that's fine.
Do you have another
Do you have
sword?
another sword?
use the dangerous one though.
No. Uno momento. I have a dagger.
No, you said you were coming out here to train with a sword. Don't bullshit me.
But I do have advantage against being charmed or frightened.
Right, so you have advantage against
will-
this, but...
Fuck it, I'm gonna hold on to this sword forever if I got advantage. You know what? Never mind. I rolled a 16.
Alright.
I'm scared. 'Cause I
16
rolled a
wasn't-
3 and a 9.
Okay, with a 16, I think I'm fairly certain that was high enough. But
I was
as
gonna say, seems high.
you, as the training is progressing, as Tristan kind of is showing you the forms, as his back turns to you, you feel that blade, which now it no longer shines. Now that you've seen through the illusion, you see it, this dark, pock-marked blade, like bits of like acid damage across the entirety of it. You feel it press against your mind for a moment as you feel you see the tip of the sword point towards Tristan's back as his back turns to you for a moment, and you hear that voice kind of creep into your mind. Do it. You can't trust him. They're all out to get you, Finnick. They will betray you. But you are able to resist the urge to drive the blade into Tristan's back for the moment.
Like to see that little moment where she's looking at him and not paying attention to me and push her. Hey.
Do I have to make a saving throw not to fall?
Make a dexterity check.
Great, I have +0 to dex. Cool. I rolled a 4.
Tristan. Actually, no. Whisper, go ahead and roll damage for me.
Me?
No, Tristan. Finnick, go ahead and roll damage.
Finnick.
How much?
For your sword.
What? Okay.
I mean, you rolled a 4, so.
Okay, I kind of got lucky on that. That's only 8 damage. Oh wait, no, I have to roll 3 more. Shit.
Mhm.
8 plus 12 is 20. Ow. I'm assuming that's me taking the damage. Is that me taking the damage, Joe?
Tristan, you feel something pierce into your back there from as suddenly you feel a blade kind of press into your back, and you feel a little bit of acid burn as your back sizzles for a moment there.
All right, how much damage do I take?
How much damage did you take?
20?
20?
20.
I'm confused. I thought that she stopped herself from hitting him.
Right, but she had the blade pointed at his back and then got pushed.
I pushed her away.
Oh, I
him.
misunderstood. I thought you were pushing her from behind.
I thought I was the one taking damage from like.
No,
I misunderstood.
I
Okay.
saw her about to stab Tristan, and I pushed her.
I thought you
I
were
was confused too.
I thought you were just pushing her
thought-
towards him.
Don't take your eyes off your enemy. I'm your enemy right now.
Okay. Never mind then, Tristan. You're
All right,
fine.
all right, we take that back. There we go. Back to
Yeah, I'm
me.
not that mad at Tristan. God.
Insight check on Clover.
All right, so in that case, Finnick, roll a Clover, roll a athletics check for me, and then Finnick, go ahead and roll either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Is that athletics or what?
Acrobatics.
Cool, they're both +0. That's a 7.
I got an 8.
Sturdy. God damn.
My dice don't like me today.
So, you suddenly feel this shove comes from the side, or to knock you away, and you trip and fall to the floor for a minute. Your blade kind of clattering against the ground next to you.
Stand over top of her and look her directly in the eye and say, "Don't take your eyes off the enemy." And then hop away.
I'm assuming Tristan
she's
hear
hopping-
this, right?
As she's hopping away, can I use Mage Hand to try and trip her?
I would like to roll a perception check on that.
Christ. All right. So I'm gonna say.
And Tristan heard
Friendly
this.
fire.
Tristan heard all this, right? Push. She fell down. He's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were turned away though. You just heard me fall.
All right. The mage hand is not invisible, so Clover, you see it as it goes to reach towards your legs. I need you to roll either an acrobatics or an athletics check. I guess we'll just treat this as a fucking shove action again.
Well, that'll be an acrobatics, sir.
And Finnick, roll a d20 and add your spellcasting ability modifier because it's the hand.
Okay.
Get a 14 plus 10 for a 24. Oh, and then I rolled again and I got a nat 20. Oh, that doesn't count though.
Oh, because that definitely beats my natural 1 + 4.
Did she fall again?
She doesn't fall again.
No, it's a mage hand.
But you see this hand kind of reach out towards your foot, and you just kind of lift a foot over it as it grasps nothing.
I just stay on the ground. I just lay on the floor.
Tristan turns around and looks like, wait, what is
It's a lot there.
We
As-
need
as
to
I'm
work
currently
on our
just-
defense.
I don't want to talk about it.
Clover is smiling.
You know, I'm just unlucky today. I just have bad luck today. I'm gonna go get some
Is
water.
the sword still? Oh, I was gonna say, is the sword still on the floor?
I would have picked it up as I go to
Okay.
get water.
Okay. So, as your guys' training kind of continues, what would you like to do, Gormrog?
Stopping down to visit Isabella in the kitchen. I'm gonna grab some meat, and then I'm gonna come back on the deck and look for Talon.
Okay. Easy enough. Talon's kind of set up his roost up towards the front of the ship. You see him kind of like seated there, his head just leaning up against the balcony like a dog with its head out the window, just kind of enjoying the air.
I'm gonna plant myself near him. Do I see Whisper with him?
No, you saw me in the kitchen probably at this point.
I'll continue to chill out with Talon, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna tear off a bit of meat, eat some myself, tear off a bit of meat, and hand it to Talon. There's one for me, one for you, one for me, one for you for a little while. Just kind of looking out over the side of the ship and just watching us as we travel.
Okay.
I've seen the ocean, but never been over it, never been on it. Been to a beach, but never
This
known
is
what the waves were.
seeing an ocean from the beach is impressive. Now that you're actually over the ocean and it is just 360 water around you, it's a different feeling altogether. And you kind of just sit there for a moment, taking it all in, with the smell of the sea just kind of wafting into your nose. But
I'm gonna look at Talon and just say, I've traveled a lot. Never seen this. The world is a lot bigger than I ever gave it credit for. Yeah, here's more meat. I'm gonna ruffle his feathers a little bit and head back to the helm and see about navigating or steering for a bit.
Sure. Easy enough. Is there anything in particular anyone else would like to do for the day? Okay. So, as this next day comes to a close, the night begins to set, and you all go ahead and set up your various watches for the evening. And unless there was something specific someone wanted to do, you can go ahead and take another long rest.
You get rid of that exhaustion.
That is the last one, yeah.
Okay. Gornrog, are you wearing your blue robes yet?
No.
Okay, just curious. I forget if you had said it.
I walked out with them at one point, but I have not put them on.
Okay. Yeah. So, as this next day arises, day 4 on the ocean, you there's little to catch your interest as you continue to travel, though the air is getting colder now as you are moving more and more northward to Vasselheim. Finnick, I'll say you notice the air kind of beginning to shift into that familiar scent of that cold wintry air as you draw closer and closer. Roll a d20 for me.
I need to get rid of this die because that one is fucking me over. Jesus Christ, that's a 5. Maybe I shouldn't have switched out my d20s. Jesus, save me.
As your senses are kind of overloaded with sense memory almost, you feel your pace start to quicken in your chest, and even though it's getting colder out, you feel your brow beginning to sweat. You almost feel a warmth kind of pressed against you. Familiar fiery warmth itching up your spine. But besides that, is there anything in particular anyone would like to do this day, or just continue training your various amongst yourselves?
Something if nobody else does, but I don't want to hog the screen time.
Go ahead.
I want to find Whisper. That music changed, though.
What time is it?
what time? It could be any time you guys want. We're just kind of moving through these days now.
What time is it, Gormrock, that you're trying to find?
Midday.
She's probably hanging around the kitchen or near the kitchen. Trying to learn as much as she can about how to cook on a ship.
Can I give you a hint?
Sure. Yeah, I feel like you already know all this stuff, though.
Yeah, but still, many hands make light work. When I worked for Marie Lynn, it was 3 of us in the kitchen, but, 2 of them were goblins, so having a taller person, it's refreshing. But, today I assist you, not the other way around.
Okay.
And while helping Whisper, I'll slip into conversation. I noticed we had some animal guests on board that were not there at departure. You've been practicing.
I've been practicing. I don't like it being so... I don't like being bad at it. So I've been trying to get better. I flew for the first time. That was fun.
How was it?
It was so cool. Really exhausting. It makes you really hungry.
Aren't you always really hungry?
Yeah, I think it made me a little more than normal, but it was really fun. Like, if I could be a bird all the time, I probably would.
Yeah, I could see that. You as a bird. I mean, you've got that feather all the time, so I kind of just associate you with feathered creatures. Talon being one of them, but...
It was really fun to fly with Talon. I can see why he likes it, too.
Yeah. I'm glad you're working on it. I know that for a while it was hard to accept that you weren't as good as you wanted to be, and this is the way to get better at it. And it makes me really happy to see you doing this.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about compliments, but I see your efforts. I'm proud of you for making them.
We're just gonna really focus on stirring whatever she's stirring at the moment.
Uh-huh. And for what it's worth, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I'm happy you're here.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, do we have any rosemary?
I don't know. Why? What does that go with?
We could season the meat with it. I'll let you taste it before we coat the entire thing, and you can make a decision.
Cool. All right.
And I'll derail the serious conversation with conversations about food.
And Whisper will learn the joy of rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got 11 herbs and spices for you to try.
All right. So as you all continue your business for that 4th day, the night begins to set as you all go about your various tasks. Eventually, unless anyone had anything they'd like to do, you all make your way to rest for the evening as the sun rises on the 5th day. Immediately as you all awake, the air is much colder now, and unless Some of you, unless you packed some sort of winter clothing, you get the sense that this might begin to negatively affect you, because it is getting pretty cold out. But as that day draws through and draws on, eventually the landmass begins to grow closer and closer in the west. Finnick, you recognize it immediately as the continent Isildra, as you see the mountain in the distance. I'm sorry, Othanzia, not Isildra. I don't know where I got that one from. You see the heaven stairs growing closer and closer. The mountain that Vasselheim is built around. That being said, how would all of you like to prepare as the city begins to come into view?
Since I have my kit and I've been able to do all of these crafty things, would you say, since I do have like fabrics and scissors and shit like that, that since I noticed it was getting cold, I could sew myself a little shawl kind of deal?
Roll a d20, add your proficiency modifier, because you're proficient with the tailor's tools, right?
I'm not. I'm only proficient with a disguise kit. Well, I'm proficient with a few things, but technically a tailoring kit is not one of them.
I'll say I'll give you an advantage instead of adding your proficiency modifier then. So go ahead and...
so just a d20 at advantage.
D20 at advantage, and then add your dexterity modifier because you are working with your hands. So I'll give you your dexterity modifier.
Okay. Okay, that was a dirty 20.
Okay. So also, you're able to kind of cobble something together. You can go ahead and describe what that looks like if you'd like.
Yeah, it's just a little gray. I didn't have many different colors of thread, so it's just a little gray shawl that goes down to just below my elbows, and it's kind of thick and woolly and keeps me a little bit warmer. And it also has a hood that ties in the front, so I can also be very discreet while I wear it.
Okay.
Just quick, a light rewind, not role-playing with anybody, but during the nights when everyone was going to sleep, right before Tristan fell asleep, for at least, we'll go with maybe a half hour, 20 minutes, a half hour a night, he would go to the top of the ship, and being playing his flute at night when everything calmed down, when he found his own space before everyone fell asleep, before he fell asleep. He'd be doing that every night before they land.
Okay. Easy enough. So would anyone else care to describe their winter outfits if they have them already?
Yeah. So as we're approaching the Taz, I love it. That is so cute. As we are approaching the city of Vasselheim, that is when I'm going to bring out the new robes, and I'll change into them, where the pants, the boots, they're pretty form-fitting, but with sufficient movement that I'm not impeded at all. The top is kind of a vest with a neck piece that's a little extra fabric so that it can be pulled up around the face and neck, but it doesn't always have to stay there. It can be brought down and just be around the neck, but the sleeves are open and exposing the arms, so there is a jacket that goes with it. Long sleeve jacket that comes to points over the hands, and wrists. Dark blue with accents of light blue and trimmings in gold. It looks kind of like a captain's jacket on a ship, but it has got a orange band across the waist.
Okay. Tristan, would you have any sort of winter garment for this, or?
I looked through. I don't have anything.
Okay. Whisper, you definitely don't, right?
I have a forest green cloak with a hood,
Okay.
but that's it. And it's probably a short one. It's probably not like
Full
it doesn't go
cloak.
down my feet or anything. Yeah.
And Finnick, would you have anything left over from your winter experiences?
I think the only thing I would really have left over is probably like some sort of like long sleeve orange shirt. And I still have my cloak, which I'm hoping I have washed by now because that poor cloak has been through so much.
I would assume so.
But yeah, like a very like sort of like a thick fleecy type shirt.
Okay.
But I would wear that under my armor.
Okay. So Whisper.
Tristan does. I do have it's not much, but he does have an ample cloak with a hood. I don't know what that is.
So there's just a basic cloak that you would be able to throw over.
And it says a vest or a jacket. I don't know if a jacket. If I'd be able to put that on.
Yeah. You can go ahead and describe it if you'd like.
All right. So normally Tristan is always just wearing his vest and nothing much underneath it, but he takes with the vest off. He puts his jacket on, and the jacket is something he doesn't wear very often. Just keeps it. It's like a weird. Let's say it's like a bluish purple color that he doesn't wear it for a reason because it doesn't match his stuff and he doesn't like it. He also doesn't like keeping himself concealed because he never knows when he's going to destroy his clothes when he goes into a rage. And he just puts that on, and then he puts the cloak over top of that with the hood on. It's not much, and the cloak matches the greens like his actual vest. Very simple.
Okay. All right. So as you all gather up. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Yejmo.
Thank you.
Just getting the music set up here for this moment. So, as your airship begins to glide gracefully over the rugged landscape of Othanzia, you catch the glimpse in the distance of the city. You see Vasselheim slowly begin to rise into view, and I'll say, Finnick, you kind of begin to point out things as you get closer and closer, just so everyone is aware of the geography. You see, built around this colossal mountain known as Heaven Stairs, you see towering spires and ancient walls that stand as a testament to the resilience and faith of the people of Vasselheim. As you journey further and further inland from the Osmit Sea, you see a path laid out from this port on the coast that weaves through the surrounding forest towards Vasselheim. And you're told that typically to approach the city is considered a pilgrimage of sorts for most. And this is that path that they take. Airships typically not being allowed to get too close to Vasselheim. But as you approach and begin to come over the walls of the city, you see a bustling city streets below, unpaved, and you see the mud packed down around the city as its mix of snow and wetness just up, mixing in with all the mud of the streets. In the north, you are told that that is the Silver Talon's Reach, the section dedicated to the worship of Bahamut. You see the Platinum Sanctuary, the oldest temple to Bahamut, centered in that city, in that section of the city. Towards the west, you see the Braving Grounds district, the area devoted to Cord. You see the Trial Forge standing as a testament to the physical prowess and martial skill that the worshippers of Cord dedicate themselves to. You also see a smaller temple, the Temple of Renewal, which Pike points out to you, explaining that it is a newly excavated temple to Sarenrae, an area that they offer solace and healing to those in need. Towards the east, you see the Quad Roads, district venerating law and civilization under the watchful eye of Arathis. Here, the Crown of Arathis serves as a beacon of order amidst the bustling bazaar, while there is the Slayer's Take Guild, offering opportunities for adventure and profit. Also, towards the west, you see the Abundant Terrace, which flourishes under the guidance of Melora, goddess of the wilderness and the sea. You see tiered gardens and enchanted orchards, which provide sustenance and solace to the city's inhabitants year-round. And then in the south, you see the Dusk Meadow, the area dedicated to the Raven Queen, where commonly celebrations of death occur. You see the Raven Crest Cathedral that stands as a beacon of faith, while the Amaranthan Cubulet serves as a reminder of the inevitability of morality. There, closest to the mountain, you see, bent over on all fours, a massive stone creature. The top of it sliced off, and on it you see a city that is being deconstructed. Another city. Finnick, you know that this is the primordial that Vecna built his city on during his attack against Vasselheim, in his desire for godhood. But you see it being at least the city on top being slowly taken apart as remnants of Vecna's treachery and deception is attempted to be removed from the world in an effort to quell any future followers that may decide to join him. As the ship lowers towards the heart of Vasselheim, towards this makeshift airport, if you will, you feel that almost divine energy of the city begin to wash over you. Finnick, you especially being most closely attuned in that sense, you feel the natural energies of divinity in this space. And all of you can't help but feel in awe as you land in the first city, the holy grounds of Vasselheim. And we are going to go ahead and take our break there. So, we will be right back, everyone. See you soon. All right, so as your ship descends into Vasselheim, the city's air nipping at your noses. I don't know, man. I'm trying here.
Trying not to sing. It's fine.
I know. Whisper, you are a little cold. You feel like you may need to get some other clothing or figure out something different, so you aren't negatively affected by the weather. But the captain begins to lower the gangway so you can depart the ship. We will await your return. Do you have an estimation on how long this endeavor will take?
Right now,
Do you know what you're even doing?
Oh,
We have a general idea. As long as nothing else happens or gets in our way. But even then, we might have to scour this entire city, so.
Okay.
Finnick, are you able to send a message to the good captain when we are ready?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can... I'll give you a heads up when we're ready to go.
Very well. We will stand by. Do you plan on staying in the city if this goes past one day, or should we have meals prepared for you when you return?
I'll just sort of look back at everyone else. Like, do we want to stay in this city in an inn, or just come back to the ship and rest?
I know want to
Kristen,
go
you're
in the
muted.
city.
I think that'll probably be best decided depending on where we're at when it's time to rest.
Finnick, I guess send me a message when you all figure out what you're doing.
Yeah, I will. I'll keep you informed.
Whisper, roll a perception check for me.
Okay. I'm too cold. That's a 8.
Okay. Yeah, too cold. You feel your body just kind of shake, starting to shiver as the weather begins to creep in.
I'm fine.
All right. So Pike kind of begins to make her way over towards the rest of you as well, getting herself prepared to depart as well. I'm going to make my way towards the temple, and I'll start reaching out to the other leaders of the city, the other Dawn Marshals.
Okay.
You have a friend, Finnick, who is gonna be here?
Citron, I believe, should be here. I can send him a message, see if he's available. He's from the Platinum Dragon.
Lovely. More clerics.
This town is full of them.
Yeah. Great.
And I will cast Sending to Citron.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'll get my fingers ready. We just landed in the city. Are you here and available to talk? I will keep you updated if anything happens. Thanks. Signing off, Finnick.
Yeah, we are in Vasselheim. We'll make our way over to the airport now. We'll be there in a few minutes.
Okay. Citron will be here in a few minutes. They're here and ready. So. Also, as I step off the ship, I'm just gonna sort of put up my hood.
So do we just wait here?
Well, I guess they're coming to pick us up. It might benefit us having an escort through the city.
As a few minutes pass, you begin to hear in the distance a familiar flapping of wings in the air, growing closer and closer to you. As you turn your attention to the direction of the sound, you see 3 long-winged creatures glistening with this bright silvery armor fly just over the tops of the buildings, their wings flurrying about as they bank hard and begin to descend into this small airport area. The 3 of them crashing down to the ground, mud kind of exploding out from their hands where their claws dig in, as 3 large wyverns clad in this glistening platinum armor stand there now. Their long necks kind of arching down, the furls beneath them kind of hissing as the necks stretch out towards you. On the center wyvern, you see Citron there. His heavy platinum armor clad. You see on either of the other wyverns 2 riders mounted as well. You see a woman with short cropped hair, these like the color of autumn leaves, and she's got these piercing green eyes as she kind of looks around. Her armor a little bit lighter weight, even though it still bears that familiar platinum motif. She's wearing just a breastplate with this light blue leather armor underneath. On the other one, you see a much older man, rugged appearance, like this thick beard, and these kind of piercing white green eyes, hair grayed in most spots, as he is wearing armor similar, a little bit heavier than what the young woman is wearing, though not as ornate as Citron wears, though it does seem far more well worn. You see him kind of, his eyes begin to take each of you in before the 3 of them dismount and begin to make their way over towards you. So, welcome to Vasselheim, Finnick. Kind of extends a hand out.
I shake it.
Looks towards the rest of you. Fists, good to see the rest of you again.
Uh-huh.
So, what's the plan?
Well, we need to figure out the location of this so-called light blade. Because we have reason to believe that the same people who attacked Western are probably going to eventually make their way here and try to obtain it. They
Very well.
led an attack on Whitestone as well, and we barely managed to escape Western.
I see. Well, things are certainly escalating fast.
Yeah.
Well, I've set patrols to watch this thing here, and he kind of nods up towards the towering Earth Primordial. So, we have a battalion stationed on the Titan, and we also have a wing that is patrolling the area.
You may need more than that.
Well, we'll have to approach the different temples to get them to dedicate troops towards it. Without any evidence, it's hard to convince them to do anything.
You may want to watch the ground level, too. On top and around the skies are great. Don't get me wrong, but in Westrun, most of the Earth person, Semayor is her name, Sammy to some of us. Most of her attacks came from below.
Do you have
we
any
never saw her.
descriptions of these individuals so we can disseminate that information to the troops?
Absolutely, I can give you great detail on that.
Good. You can go ahead and give that to Rin, and he kind of points towards the younger woman. You
Exposition. I do that.
Yep.
You do the thing.
So, where would you like to head first? What's the plan? Where do you want to start? Do you have any information on the blade, or
I think
would you prefer?
I know it's like a silvery blade. The most information I got about it that it was somewhere in Vasselheim. It's a platinum blade. Gorgeous handle. It looks like it's in the center of a bunch of temples.
Well, I haven't heard any rumors about this, though. I'm sure if you were to investigate yourselves, you can probably... If anyone's heard of it, I'm sure you'll be able to find out. That being said, I don't think if this is in hiding that they're going to go ahead and tell someone dressed in bright, shining armor like myself, so...
You got a map of the city?
Sure. And he kind of turns towards the older gentleman with him, who quickly produces a map from the pouch at his side before handing it over towards you.
Thank you.
That being said, you will need to gather favor with the various temples if you wish to bring them to our cause and give them some sort of proof, so that I'm able to escort you to, and we can begin on that, or I can set up meetings with them all while you try and hunt down rumors on the blades. It's up to you.
We need to give them proof of the attacks? Of their motives?
The Dawn Wardens aren't typically known for their willingness to meddle in outside of affairs.
Would Pike Trickfoot be a solid enough source of information? Because she was there too.
Well, I'm sure Miss Trickfoot is going to be a valuable member in your evidence, but I doubt her alone would be able to rally all 5 houses.
Sounds dumb, but okay.
Can I do an insight check on him about when he said, like, whether we leave and he does it himself, or we, talk to them with him?
Yeah. You think he's seeing if he's lying about it?
Or I'm trying to see if he's trying to be like if he's trying to push us to have him do it by himself more than having us be with him when we talk, or he's trying to get us to go away.
Check.
And if you could just remind me the 5 houses.
Oh, I have an advantage on insight. 18 still. 19, 20, 22, 24, 25.
He's genuinely just giving you the your options, and he's more than willing to help you, but he's letting you guys kind of decide on how you want to go about.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the the Dawn Fist, which is the Temple of Cord, the Scale Bearers, which is Bahamut, the Paramours, which is the Temple of Arathis, and the Maidens of the Raven Queen. And then there is Dawn's Fist. What am I missing here?
Bahamut, Cord, Arathis, and Raven Queen.
Melora, that's who the last one. Yeah, there's the leader of the Melora temple, though that's less structured as the other 4 temples. So that's more of a... There's less of an actual, like, individual to that. Though you do know of High Druidess Lyra Moonshadow, who kind of is the overarching the High Druidess of all the different kind of druidic religious circles that practice for Melora.
Should we just do like a quick investigation of the city first, and then we can then resort to asking for help?
Yeah, I like that plan.
I mean, and I'm also gonna talk to Whisper in her head quick.
Mm-hmm.
You were able to sense the other blades with the Nox blade, right?
That's what I'm thinking might be able to happen.
So if we are able to use you as a blade dar sort of situation.
Just quick note, I made a mistake. Ophira is the High Hierophant of the Birth Heart, which is Melora. That was the one I missed.
Gotcha. And then I'll look back at Citron. And then just another thing that I was curious about. Has there been any update on the research into Tristan's condition?
That's information that I think is best done in private.
Well, what does everyone say? We do a quick investigation and then all regroup at the Platinum Dragon's Rest?
If you'd prefer, while we are setting things up here, you can make your way towards... Obviously, we will bring you there. The Frostfang Citadel, our fortress in the north. Will give us at least some respite from Vasselheim, away from prying eyes and ears.
I'm absolutely okay with that, for sure.
Very well. I will begin making connections with the Dawn Marshals and go about attempting to set up a meeting with them all while you all investigate rumors about this blade. Meet up here when you've finished your investigation, I suppose.
Yeah, I can always send you a message.
Very well. Finnick, fists.
Oh, Citron?
Yes.
And would you address me as Finn for the time I'm here?
Whatever you would prefer, Finn.
Just don't need that name spreading around.
Okay. Gives you a nod and makes the three of them begin to turn and make their way back towards their wyverns before mounting up and launching off into the sky once more.
Okay.
Actually, before that happens, as they kind of go ahead and mount up, Citron kind of takes a few steps towards you with his wyvern. I don't know how long it's been since you've been here, Finn, but keep an eye out. There's groups that have popped up as of recent, and they may not take too kindly to people using magics that aren't approved in the city.
Aren't approved?
You see a group wearing the colors of black and gold. They're called the Inquisition, so there's the rumors about them aren't good.
Care to share the rumors?
People disappearing.
So, nothing too chaotic then?
Try and keep yourselves at least a little bit low-key. The city is not all that it seems.
Do they purport to serve any higher power?
This group began to rise while I was in Exandrius. Isildra. What the hell's the name of the continent? Isildra.
Silra.
Isildra. The group arose while I was out in Isildra. So, we're still looking into it, but the things I've heard aren't good, so keep on your guard.
Hmm. Yeah.
With that, he kind of pulls back on his reins. The wyvern stretches out his wings and launches off into the air, leaving the five of you on the ground in front of your airship. What would you like to do?
Finn,
Yeah.
based on your vision, you said the sword was in the middle of a bunch of temples, yeah?
Yeah.
So I
Surrounded
think
by temples.
the center of the city is probably going to be our best bet for where it might be.
Well, let's get moving then. And I just sort of start quickly walking.
I'm gonna quickly follow. I, in my head, am declaring myself Finn's bodyguard. So I'm gonna tag along real close to her and keep an eye out.
Okay.
And an ear.
I'm also going to be on high alert,
Alrighty then.
but I feel like that's obvious.
As you begin to make your way out from the airship docking grounds into the city proper, you see the city is bustling. There is people moving to and fro. There's commerce being done. The majority of the city is... The majority of the city has things going on as trade is being conducted amongst the various things. You see people moving from this...
You cut out, Joe.
You see... How's that better? I don't know why this mic keeps cutting out on me. You see people moving towards the various temples from the main entrance, which you had kind of passed over. So you see the main road kind of snake its way through the center of the city before splitting off at the quad roads.
Snake in my way.
Whisper, roll a Constitution saving throw for me. just to see how far along this ice is sinking into your veins.
That's 16.
Okay. It's cold, but you're not, your fingers aren't going numb yet.
If we happen to see a place I can get maybe a little bit more fabric on our way, I'm getting a little chilly.
Oh, I'm sure we could find a place to get you some clothes or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it really depends if you're looking for just like regular clothes. I know there's an enchanted boutique around here. They tend to be
I'm
on the
intrigued.
pricier end, but would we pass that boutique on the way there?
I mean, you have a relative sense of where the various shops are, so if there's anyone in particular you want to go, it's easy enough for you to kind of like make it be on your path.
Yeah, let's stop at the enchanted boutique. Why not?
Yeah.
Which one did you want to go to? The Enchanted Attic?
Yeah. I thought it was just called the Enchanted Boutique, but Enchanted Attic.
Like, it could be, I got a lot of shops on here. I got a lot of names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, I got the Enchanted Attic. Okay. Get my music right.
Happy upbeat shopping music.
Yeah, can be happy about this, guys.
Yeah, this music isn't exactly like...
Much better. If you're a fan of this music, check out the
SonCraft
bot.
Okay, so as you are working your way through the muddy streets, the vast majority of you, your feet just kind of with each step as the ice and snow kind of mix with the mud against the floor. But eventually you kind of work your way over through the leadership of Finn towards a shop. The exterior of it is well lit, colorful in this beautiful bright blue exterior. The above it in this like gold filigree writing, it says the Enchanted Attic. As you kind of come up to the door and enter in, it's very warm inside as you see various cloaks and fabrics kind of tucked into the wall. There's a variety of different fabrics there, kind of laid out across the shelves. There's a small like mannequin kind of set up towards one side of the room that looks like it's used for fittings and helping things get adjusted. There's a long mirror against the wall. You see, as you enter in, there's a slight jingle that you hear go off as from the back room, this tiefling man begins to push his way through the entrance. He's got these long, dark red horns that kind of curve around his back, curve around his ears before coming up to and pointing off to the sides. He's got this lovely light blue skin tone with a long kind of tail swishing out behind him. He's wearing this dark purple vest with these like a light gray trousers. And as you enter in, he kind of pokes out, "Well, good evening to you. It's wonderful to have customers this time of day. My name is Vesper. What can I do for all of you? You look very cold, dear."
Yes, I am very cold. I am looking for something to make me not cold.
Well,
I am
first and
Whisper.
foremost, get warm, because we need to find exactly what you need. So I need you to be in your best mind, not just look for something that's going to be practical, something that's going to look fabulous on you as well. Because that is honestly the most important thing. Form and function, dear.
I think I lean a little bit more function than form, but sure, I'm interested.
I don't know the words you're saying, but I'm going to just ignore them and we're going to move on. Come on, come to me. What are we looking for, dear?
Cloak.
Okay.
Better than this one.
That is quite short. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Far away.
Descriptive.
A place that's
Very
not
well.
cold.
Keep your secrets, dear. No,
I
it's
know.
fine. Well, what kind of colors were you looking for? Give me something to work with, dear. Come on.
Brown.
Brown. Do you want like a mocha brown? What do you want? A nice tan? Do you want a coyote brown? You gotta give me more than just brown.
Like the color of a potato sack?
Kind of looks towards you, Gormrog, being... You at least seem to color coordinate. What is happening here?
I'm expecting high fashion from somebody who makes their focus nature.
I understand that, but she's asking for a potato sack?
She's asking for the color of
her.
a potato sack, but yeah, that's kind of their style. Sticks and leaves and mud.
Imagine like a leaf in late fall. That's that.
Fabulous. That's the description I need. Come on. And kind of leads you over towards the wall of rolls of fabric and begins pulling out these various different shades of brown, kind of matching them against your clothes already. Kind of starts going through the whole process with you. I'll let you decide on what color that ends up looking like. But he goes through the various colors with you. Eventually, you guys settle on one that you like. If you care to describe it, by all means. If not, we can move on.
Yeah. It's potato sack brown.
Okay. All right.
Burlappy.
That's what's on the fabric sample.
Yeah.
Just imagine this guy picking up the colored sample, just looks at it and goes, I can't believe we have this.
It's outrageous.
It's on a discount. Surprise.
It's on the clearance rack.
What kind of cut were you looking for on this cloak?
Big, with fur on the head.
Fur, fabulous. I'm loving the way we're going with this direction. What kind of fur? Do you want it black? Would you like a pure, like a more white? We have several different options. We have a gray that's going to look maybe a little strange with the brown, but we can figure something out. Did you want it on the inside of the hood? Did you want it on the brim of the hood?
Both.
Both. Did you want it on the inside of the cloak?
Yeah.
Okay, very well. What color would you prefer?
White.
Okay, nice white. Okay, I like where we're going with this. Very well. Come over here. Let's get you sized up, Darren. You begin to go through the whole process of getting you sized and getting the shoulders measured up and begins cutting out fabrics and getting a kind of a rough sketch of it laid out for you. Any other details you'd care to add?
I want it bigger than me.
How did you want it to drag in the ground?
No. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I definitely just want it, like, I could fit two of me inside of it.
Something you can wrap around yourself, really gather some warmth, correct?
Yeah.
Fabulous. I know exactly what we're talking about now. I have a vision in my mind for this. Very well. All right, let me get started on this. Did you want me to put any enchantments on it? I must warn, it's going to raise the cost significantly and the time it takes to prepare.
Yes. What do we got?
Well, I can help it bolster your protection a bit. I can give it a few, some resistances if you'd prefer to have a little protection from an elemental nature. I can help it blend with your surroundings a bit better through enchantment.
I like elemental protection.
Very well. Which one were you thinking of?
Fire.
Fire? Okay, I can do that. All right. It's gonna take me probably about a week to get this prepared.
How long are we here? I'll turn another group.
We haven't really decided how long we're staying yet. Is there like an extra fee or something we could try to rush this process?
I would have to bring in an extra enchanter if you wanted to be rushed any faster than that, so that would significantly increase the price.
What are we talking about in terms of cost?
Well, for just the enchantment and myself on the typical week-long order, you're talking 750 gold. But it obviously will include the entire fitting and the cost of fabric and all the typical things. I won't charge you extra for that. But if you wanted me to add an extra person, you're talking about 1,500 gold.
Oh.
Almost double, because I do have to bring in another person. And that would lower it down to about 3.5 days.
What are you thinking, Whisper?
When they're doing that, Tristan nonchalantly just takes his pouch of gold and just holds it up like he doesn't care. He's like,
How much gold's in there?
How much is in it?
"Oh, that's a very good question."
Tristan
33.
don't give a shit.
It's
33
33 gold.
Yes.
How much is a platinum?
10 gold.
10 gold.
Oh.
Yeah.
As you hand the bag to him, Tristan, he kind of holds it, and I think this is going to be a little light, but I can certainly put it in towards the pot, and he kind of places it on the counter.
Whisper, I'm just gonna pull, or I guess I'll use my telekinetic link. Whisper, how much gold do you have? I'm willing to chip in if it's something.
I don't have enough for a rush.
I don't think
But
any
I have
of us
enough
do.
to just buy it.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. How much would it take to get a cloak, or how much time would it take to get a cloak without an enchantment?
Oh, you can have it done by the end of the day.
And how much does that cost?
15 gold?
Okay, can I do that?
Sure, of course.
And Tristan
we're here
pays
for
for it.
longer.
When Tristan he grabs his sack and he takes the 15 gold. He actually grabs 20, thinking it's 15, and just gives it to him.
Well, I appreciate the tip. He kind of tucks it away into a pouch at his side.
Do you have any pre-enchanted cloaks? Like, I was looking for a cloak of protection.
Well, I typically only work on custom work because I prefer my designs to reflect the wearer. But I think I may have something left over. Well, was it looking for anything particular?
Yeah, the cloak of protection.
A cloak of protection? Give me a moment. Let me go check. He kind of makes his way off into the back.
You know, if we want to beef ourselves up, we might have to start making a little more money to buy some of this stuff.
I'm also. Oh, he's gone. But when he comes back, I have another question for him.
We haven't had a whole lot of time for side quests.
Yeah.
Valid. Also, if he's got stuff just laying around, that may be better for us. Kind of want to know what he has as well.
So, after a few moments, you hear him kind of rustling around back there. You
cut out again.
Eventually, he makes his way back towards you. You see laid across his arm this, almost like a sea blue cloak. It's got like a gold trim around the hood, gold trim down the front seams. On the inside, you see this like a crimson interior, and with this large kind of arcane symbol in the inside of it. Across the shoulders, like this almost gemmed green look with gold trimming across the bottom as well. I actually do seem to have one.
How much is it?
For this, you're talking 700 gold.
So I have a question.
I have an answer.
Clover's going to reach really down deep into her pockets. Not going to find anything. Open up her backpack, fish around for a little bit, and then pull out the most like perfectly mint condition ruby.
Okay.
Do you also buy things by chance?
Well, I'm certain I could. Wouldn't mind adding it to the exchange. May I?
You may.
He kind of takes it from you. Do you have a value for this ruby?
I found this ruby in the cave where we met Polaris many moons ago.
And you don't have a value for it.
You never gave me value, but it is a real ruby. You did confirm that, and the interwebs say that they can go for anywhere up to 5,000 gold.
Someone roll a D5000.
All right. Well, I'm more than happy to take this for the cloak if you'd like.
Oh no, that is worth a lot more than that cloak, mister. I am willing to, if you're willing to bargain with me, because I know that that's worth a pretty penny. I wouldn't mind exchanging that ruby for my cloak, plus the cloak that Clover Whisper originally wanted with the rush fee added to it.
Okay.
And then maybe something nice for one of my friends here.
I think
Maybe
that would be
totally.
amenable. What else would
that
you all
ruby's
like?
worth a lot. I'm not looking for anything custom made. Do you have anything extra in the back?
Let me see. I have a few other articles. Is there anything you were looking in particular? I have a set of gloves you might like.
Gloves? What kind of gloves?
Give me a moment. Kind of takes the ruby and kind of brings it into the back with him, leaving the cloak on the desk in front of you, Clover.
Whisper, is that a good idea? You can wear my cloak until you get your cloak in 3 days. That way we can both stay warm.
Yeah, that works for me.
Comes out eventually, the small box in his hand. He kind of opens the top. These gloves I've enchanted to kind of help you, with your movement across, some difficult terrains. They will help you swim a bit faster and climb a bit faster. And as he kind of opens them, they, you see the backs of them are like a typical, like, almost chocolate brown leather glove. But as he turns it over, the insides, you see like this almost ribbed fabric, ribbed leather design across the tips of the fingers, as well as between the fingers, there's this bit of fabric in it. A bit of leather, rather, that as he holds them out to you. These are gloves of swimming and climbing. These do require you to attune to them, though.
Right. I mean, if you're throwing them in, can't really be too choosy.
Well, very well. Here you go, sir.
I appreciate it.
That being said, if you will return in 3 days, and I'll have your cloak ready for you, dear.
I have one more question.
Yes?
I'm looking for like a overcloaky thing that has a bunch of black feathers on it.
You'd like something created, or are you looking for something in particular?
I'm not just I just think it would look cool. You're all about things look cool, right?
Of course, of course. If you have a design in mind, I'm more than happy to figure this out. Let's make this work.
How much would that be?
Describe it to me one more time so I can get a good idea.
It just like it goes over my shoulders, but it's kind of like It's got a bunch of black feathers on it,
Okay.
like a bird.
So just a shawl, like a raven shawl almost is what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just call it even then, with everything included. I'll just add it in because you guys have been such great customers.
Works for me.
Okay, well, very well. If you prefer the shawl soon, I can have that ready for you by the end of the day, though I will have to work on it in conjunction with the cloak, so come back to me at the end of the third day and I should have it all ready for you, if you'd prefer to collect all at once.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Very well. Your cloak and your gloves.
Thank you.
Good luck to all of you.
Do you happen to know where I might find a weaponsmith?
There are several in the city.
Specifically regarding small blades.
Well, I know Durin makes a lot of the runs a smithy not far from here. And then there's Theron as well, who runs a different shop. But essentially, either or would work for you.
I'll take down the directions and figure out where to go.
Sure. Okay. That being said, you all begin to make your way out of the store, back onto the streets with your newly acquired cloak and gloves.
Back to the streets where we began. Sorry, I've been trying really hard all night not to sing. Yeah, I want to get some daggers if y'all are okay with that, because kinda almost out of them. I've only got one left.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. Which shop would you prefer to visit? The Silver Hammer Smithy or Forge Fire Armory?
Dude's name is Durin, like the dwarf Durin, like the father of the dwarves, Durin, the one the songs are.
Yep.
I'm going to Durin, dude.
So to the Silver Hammer Smith.
Name a guy after the character from The Hobbit and expect me to just walk past him? Come on now.
Okay, it's short enough order. You, though you do have to make your way towards the Proving Grounds area to get closer to where this shop is, but you are able to eventually find it. The front is open air, so you can see the smoke from the furnaces kind of push out from the top just a little bit before dissipating off into the sky. And you hear the pounding of steel inside echoing out from the shop. You see, as you kind of turn the corner of the shop, you look in, you see a short, burly dwarven man wearing just a leather apron with pants on underneath. You see a large hammer in his hand, and it kind of begins. You hear him pounding out steel and shaping it into what looks to be the shoulder pauldron of a set of armor. As you enter in, his attention doesn't turn towards you, but you see he's got a very long, kind of graying beard. His hair is just this U shape around the back that's kind of long and attempted to be braided, but it's almost too stringy to actually form a braid. And there's like sweat and soot on the top of his head. What can I do for you? What do you want?
I guess.
How many?
How many you got?
About 24.
How much? 24
Right.
times.
While you're looking that up, before we walk into this specific shop, as Gormrog walks in, Tristan is gonna try to grab Finnick and pull her to the side before everyone goes to the shop. Kind of sneaky, like not trying to be like hiding it, but just trying to be quick about it.
Okay. What's up? What's going on, Tristan?
He's gonna look around and see if any of if all of them went in the shop or if anyone's sitting outside or.
Clover would be the only one that noticed you disappear for the moment. So Clover, what are you doing?
So I'm just gonna try kind of walk around if there's a inconspicuous spot to stand or just talk real fast and.
Okay.
Go, so hey, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be the pull you out. I know we're going through a lot of stuff and there's a lot that's about to happen. There's a lot that's about to happen. A whole lot.
Yeah.
This is hard for me. I've been trying to talk to Gormy and want to tell him what I want to tell him, but I can't because I know he's going to tell me things that are going to make me mad. And he's going to want me to do other things that I don't want to do. And I don't know how to tell him what, I'm sorry. And then
No.
he goes to start kind of like walking away and then stops. Then he turns back around and goes back and goes. Okay, so can you keep a secret?
I hold out my pinky for a pinky promise.
And
This means a yes. You put your pinky in mine, and I.
what
If I lie, you can cut off my pinky.
No, okay. Well, in my time, I knew that a pinky swear meant that we had to kill someone. So okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just means if I break this promise, you can cut off my pinky. Like. And yes, I can keep a secret.
His lightly visual scale start lightly glowing. And then he turns and he tries to hide the fact that his eyes are starting to glow. He's feeling a light rage getting ready to feel on, and he stops.
Hey, it's okay. Tristan, you're gonna be okay.
I don't know how to think. I don't know how to talk, walk the way I normally do because I've never been through this before. I miss her so much. I'm sorry.
No. Tristan, if you want, I can try and cast a spell to calm any emotions, but I'll only do it if you're willing. Okay, and I'll cast Calm Emotions.
I'm not gonna resist, so I'm assuming it just works.
Yeah. I suppress strong emotions. So.
I miss her so much.
Who is she?
Her name was Constance. Or is Constance. I'm not sure if she's still alive.
I'm sorry, Tristan. That's a very scary uncertainty to have.
How do you feel when you're missing someone you don't know is alive or is dead, and then you're falling with someone almost exactly like her?
Um, I can't say I've ever gone through it, but I can only imagine that it would be eating you from the inside out. When was the last time you saw her?
Before I woke up, strapped down, and being, and then he pulls a sleeve up because he's wearing the jacket for his scales before
Yeah.
all of this started happening.
And how long ago was that?
After traveling with the Rivenor, I honestly forgot. I've tried after all the killing, after all of the murder and destroying and just using my rage as the outlet to just not think about anything.
So it's been a while. The best that I can compare it to is after I left, I didn't know the outcome of the fight that I had seen. And it had haunted my mind for ages. But again, it's a very different scenario. But Kristen, how long have you known Gormrog?
I've known him for a very long time, numbers and years, and he's with the book learning. He probably has it written down somewhere. I don't know.
You said he would tell you stuff that would make you upset. What do you mean by that?
Because he likes to tell me the full truth and likes to make me do things I don't want to do, and I can't stand it because he's smarter than I am. He's better than I am. He knows what he's
He's
doing.
better about talking about his feelings and trying to help you address yours?
That's what it feels like to me all the time.
Well, the best way to help offload of some of these feelings, I apologize if I sound like Gormrog here. Best way to offload it is to talk about it, work through it.
What if it's...
And you know what? She probably doesn't know if you're alive or dead either. If you don't know the status of her life, she probably doesn't know about yours.
We were planned to be married. We were arranged, and we both didn't want it at first, and then we realized that we were meant to be together. We were very happy. I knew my parents weren't a big fan of the fact that I didn't have magic. I knew that. But everything felt okay when we were together. She made me feel as if there was a reason why some things didn't feel right all the time. And then I woke up and I was strapped down. And since then, I've tried to let it go. I spent almost a year trying to think and understand that something will happen and she'll come back to me and I'll be back to her and everything will be okay. And then that never happened.
Tristan, I have a small analogy that I don't know if it will help or not, but it's just a way to picture it. If you imagine your grief as a ball that is in a box, there's a small button that will say, turns on your emotions, turns on this rage. Over time, people expect the grief to get smaller. They expect to get over it. But the reality is the box that it's in grows. You learn to grow from it. And while that ball might be bouncing around that box, there's still a chance it's going to hit that button. It's not easy to get over things from your past, especially when you're uncertain. But life will continue to go on. And if you want to look for her, I'd be more than happy to help you. But right now, I know we have a lot on our plate.
And he just goes out and goes, I am falling for Clover. And I feel that I'm doing the wrongest wrong thing of all wrongs because I miss Constance. She reminds me of her so much, it hurts.
I appreciate that you
And
trust me enough to confide in me. And I want to help you the best I can. It's just if you keep comparing one to the other, it's not going to help your case.
I've fought barbarians, I've fought orcs, I've almost died more times than I can ever remember. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entirety of breathing. Ever.
Love is hard. It's complicated. It's messy. But even in that mess, it's still a huge part of life. It's going to get complicated. But this situation completely depends on you and your ability to grow. I'm not saying that you have to let go of Constance. I'm not saying that you have to get over her because, frankly, that seems like getting over a mountain. But it's just not fair to Clover or to yourself. If you don't choose to grow and continue to let this pain eat you from the inside out.
And you notice a couple of tears start to fall from his eyes.
I just put my hand on your shoulder.
I thought that everything was easy when I was captured and I was strapped down and they were experimenting on me. And I went through all that pain. All I kept thinking about was Constance. I thought about her. And then eventually, I started to just think that I have to survive to get back. And then when I got out, that's how I met the Rivernaw. And they taught me to shove those emotions away and to worry about the task ahead, kill what's in front of you, figure it out later.
Kristen, you and I are more alike than you think. I know I've discussed my past before, but we have, for lack of a better way to put it, we've been through some shit. Showing emotion was always seen as a bad thing, and that led to your emotions controlling everything you do. You just have to, sometimes you have to shut down your emotions and just think. Think about the reality of the situation, but also take into the account of the emotions of the people around you.
I don't know how to do that.
And I can help. I can try my best to help. You have Gormrog here. Help. Just talking to the wind. Trying to work your feelings out. If you want to try and grow more, look at what you've done in the past. See how it's affected others. And see what you can take away from different situations. Again, asking for help is not a sign of weakness.
It's the very opposite of what I learned.
And we're just gonna have to re-educate you. It's okay to lean on your support system. That's why we're here.
I feel as if I'm being disloyal. I feel as if I'm being dishonest. What am I saying? What does this mean? What
You're
is this?
feeling your feelings, Tristan. That's not a bad thing. Remember that. You know what? Why don't we go inside and go sword shopping? Get some better gear. Because I'm totally gonna kick your ass in training.
Well, that's never gonna happen, but
Then I drag his ass inside.
Okay. 2 gold apiece, so just tell me how many you want.
Oh,
Very well. Leave the money on the counter, I'll be right back.
yeah, 48 gold.
See him drop the hammer on the anvil for a minute before disappearing and towards one of the back rooms before coming out with this relatively large box and it places
While
it down.
he's gone, I am going to put 50 gold on the counter.
Okay.
I'm trusting him to trust me that it's 48, but it's going to be 50.
Okay. Seeing the bag of gold, or the pile rather of gold seated there, he kind of glances at it for a moment before dropping the whole case down next to it, opening it up, and you see inside. You see the daggers.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep the box if you want it.
Yeah, I think I might. Appreciate that.
You see him go back to hammering.
Excuse me, sir?
What do you want?
I'm just curious what you have on hand. It looks like you do custom work, but I'm just wondering what you have available at the moment.
I got a couple long swords. I've been working on a great sword I got set up back there. A couple of long-handled weapons, which we can attach to a pike if you'd like, and have whatever interchangeable tip. I'm out of daggers now. A couple sets of armor, which we could piece together anywhere from half to full. What do you want?
Do you have any katanas?
Katanas? I got a couple different long swords and various styles.
Let's see them.
All right. Drops the hammer down on the anvil again. Makes his way back into the back. You hear clattering as the metal blades are kind of slamming together in the back before he makes his way out with a few different styles of longsword, essentially. One of which would be a katana. But you also have like I wish I knew the names of the swords better. I apologize. Different,
It's okay.
various different styles of swords.
And I just sort of elbow Tristan to look at the swords. See one you like?
Do I see anything that's worth looking at besides what I have?
I mean, they're all just basic long swords, but there is a like a katana style one.
You cut out again.
What the fuck, man? there is one that is like a katana style. There's you see one that's more of like an ingato style, like a straight bladed one with the angled tip. There's like a gladius style one that has like a rounder pommel handle.
Do you offer any enchantments or have any enchanted ones on hand?
And when I look at the blades, do I see any blades that are more than what I have, just off base?
No, none of them are any special type of swords. They're all just basic stat swords.
I was just asking if he had any.
Yeah, that was answering Tristan. I apologize. I'm just
Okay. No, you're good. You're good.
There we go.
You got any non-enchanted swords that won't try to corrupt your brain into killing your friends? Because that'd be dope.
None of my swords.
I'm working on it.
None of my swords talk to you, but enchantment's not something I specialize in, unfortunately.
Okay.
What does the one you said, the katana? What does it look like?
Like a basic katana.
Pretty.
Okay.
It's pretty and shiny.
He looking like a man.
Think of
Anything else?
Well, I guess if he doesn't want anything. Do you
I don't have the gold.
buy
I would
stuff?
like to get it. I don't have the gold for it.
He just handed you
I
gold
was
away.
going-
It's fine. We got it.
Then I'm gonna actually go and reach after him saying that and grab the katana, the one.
Okay.
More of an impulse buy, and he's gonna. I just want this. I don't want an enchanted. I just want this one.
How much is it?
Give me 1 sec while I look it up.
Retail therapy, everybody.
Yeah. Can I find just a fucking basic sword?
I think a
Get out my book.
basic longsword is 15 gold.
There you go. That's the answer. Thank you.
Cool, I hand him 15 gold.
All right.
Happy Winter's Crest.
Do you have
But
any
it's the middle of
swords?
July.
Anything else you need?
Do you have any short swords?
And you know what style you want, so I can stop going back and forth. Does anyone else want anything from the back?
Just a basic ass short sword, my friend. 10 gold piece is what the book day Google
Perfect.
says. So,
Gathers up the blades that he put down on the counter. He does leave the gold you've already placed there on the counter still. He hasn't collected it, and makes his way into the back before coming out with a short sword for you.
Now we can all have real sword fights without me just stabbing you with my rapier.
That works. Thank you for your time.
Goes back to hammering. Doesn't even respond to you.
Hey. I turn around and walk out.
Okay. The rest of you make your way out as well.
I got my box. I'm good.
Cool.
I just needed shit to throw.
Gotcha.
And making our way downtown.
Finnick, go ahead and roll me a perception check for me.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm strapping myself up with daggers everywhere.
Okay.
And I'll put some here, and I'll put some here, and I'll put
Hide them in your jacket.
in the sleeves,
Perception.
the inside pockets, and the
Okay, it's a 14.
Okay. I'll say Clover and Finnick, as you guys kind of exit the shop, you notice a individual wearing like this, almost like a suit like outfit that is buttoned collar, this high-rise collar kind of buttoned all the way up. You see it's this dark, almost onyx black uniform with these trimmings of gold around it, around the collar and around the buttons. And you notice on his chest, you see this radiant sunburst of a symbol there, and in front of it there's this open book, and you see it, the symbol's kind of like bound around in chains around the book that's kind of on top of the symbol on his chest. What catches your eye, Finnick, is the person standing next to him. You see a dark crimson cloak swishing behind the gray armor. On the shoulder of the person walking next to him, you see the symbol. If I can find my notes. I have the 18 pages of notes for this, guys. You see a flaming sword with a pair of like angel wings adorning it. And you see the pair of them walking side by side down the street.
I think that answers the question of who the Inquisition represents.
Finnick, roll a stress
Yeah, I
check
know.
for me at disadvantage.
Yep. Oh, fuck. Okay. I just want to take a quick picture of my fucking die because they don't want me to roll well at all.
Is it a natural one?
No, it's a 2.
Roll again for me
Mhm.
at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, that one's an 11.
So, this was going to cascade if you kept rolling below a 5.
That is fair.
Instantly, you see your vision begin to like narrow down as blackness begins to fill the corners of your eyes. You hear nothing but the sound of your heartbeat accelerating faster and faster in your ears, like war drums bashing against your head. You feel your body begin to drench with sweat as every possible inch of your body is just completely engrossed with stress. You see your breath is quickening, and you see it pouring from your mouth almost nonstop as this steam begins to push from your mouth, just from the amount you're breathing and how fast you're breathing.
Since I was the other one who percepted this, I would like to go tug on the sleeves of Gormrog and Tristan. Guys, maybe you guys help her, and then we walk that way.
As soon as she says that, I'm going to look at Finnick, see her
Yeah.
hyperventilating, and just grab her hand and drag her in another direction, down an alley, down another street, away from wherever these people are.
As he grabs her, I'm going to be like basically right beside, back to her while he's pulling her, and back looking the other way as she's being pulled.
Okay.
I'm hoping to, one, be forceful enough to shock her out of the panic, and two, move her away from the thing causing it.
And
Go ahead,
I'd like to
Go ahead with Clover.
keep my ears. And I'd like to keep my ears out for those guys to hear if they're coming in this direction.
Okay. Finnick, what would you like to do in this moment?
I feel like my mind isn't operating. I completely went into the fight or flight or freeze in this instance. So I feel like Gormrog is essentially pulling along dead weight.
I'm going to say
Just 'cause-
Tristan and Gormrog, I'm assuming you're helping move her. So
Yes.
either you both can go ahead and roll athletics checks, or one of you roll at advantage.
I got a +4.
What advantage?
$17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
21. Okay. I'll say with the combined efforts of you, the pair of you, you're able to kind of like get her moving in a way that doesn't immediately draw suspicion of you dragging a woman down the alleyway. But Clover, as the pair of them, you see kind of off, not terribly far from you, maybe about 100 feet, your ears kind of twitch in that direction and listening in as best you can to them. Don't seem to be saying anything particularly consequential, just having a general conversation between the pair of them. You hear them laugh a little bit in this almost smug way. But they don't seem to notice your group as they turn down an alley.
I'm gonna catch up with everyone. And hey, they're gone. Should we head back to the airship for the night? Or find a place to get dinner? Someplace quiet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think we should go back to the airship.
Okay, now's a
Army,
good
what are you
time.
thinking?
I'm just trying to catch Finnick's gaze.
She's got 1,000-yard stare.
As you're staring off in the distance, you still just barely audible. You hear your friends around you as you just hear as your heartbeat is pounding inside your head, and even though it's not in front of you anymore, you still see that symbol almost burned into your retinas now, as it's the first time in almost a decade that you've seen it.
With my left hand, I'm going to take Finnick's right. And I'm just going to squeeze it gently. And with my right hand, I'm going to kind of put my hand on her neck and guide her head so that her eyes meet mine. Finnick.
Yeah.
Finn.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to do this?
I have to be able to.
That's not what I asked.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think the world gives a shit if I'm ready or not.
I don't give a shit about the world. I give a shit about you.
I mean, I kind of expected to run into them or
Mhm.
somebody. I didn't expect it to be so soon. We've been here a couple hours, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they've really added a few things since I've last been here.
That's the ones with your family.
Finn. Clover's gonna. She hasn't even put it on yet, but well, actually, technically she has. When Whisper gets her cloak, I can give it to you right now because Whisper's cold. But once Whisper's not cold anymore, I want you to have the cloak I bought today until we get out of Vasselheim, because the specific enchantment I got on it is going to help you when you feel really stressed out like that. It's going to help you maintain your composure. And I do want it back, but I think while we're here, I think it'll really help you. But after Whisper's not cold anymore.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Appreciated greatly. I cast Calm Emotions on myself.
There it is.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
It was that, or I had to hit you and stun you.
Do it.
And no, I don't wanna. But
But I have to make a saving throw against my own.
not if you're avoiding resisting.
Yeah, it's just the thing where it's
Spell.
like I'm not necessarily trying to fight the spell, but my body is just like stress level, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna tap myself with calm emotions, trying to regain any source of a functioning brain.
Okay.
I'm going to, not keep my hand here, but I will stay holding your hand as long as you didn't pull away.
No. I just take my free hand and pull up my cloak hood and just sort of tug it down a bit.
Okay. So where are you all headed now, Fists?
Ship.
Airship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With that, as you all begin to using back alleys and more darker corners of the city, you begin to slink your way back towards where your airship is docked. That is where we are going to call it for the night.
Super intense.
That being said, thank you everyone for watching tonight. We will be back tomorrow with spell shots. Spell shots. We'll be back Wednesday with Queer and Present Danger, and on Monday we have Goodberry Cafe. Thank you again for everyone who's followed us over the last year and a half. Now I think we're coming on almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
We're at 500 followers again. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for those of you that are subscribed on YouTube. We appreciate all the support. We're gonna switch to the end scene and raid somebody. Find out who when we check the list. That being said, oh Jesus. That being said, we love you guys. Good night.